Over there and do it. Sit down and do it. Just hammer it. Hammer this shit out. This is it. This is the one. This is the take. Hi. Welcome to Z Reviews. My name is Zeospantera. And I'm going to do something a little different today. This is my second review of these Meze Lyrics. Well, actually, it's like the 5th time I'm starting it. I did a whole 37-minute review with the camera pointed like up. And I was so passionate, and I was so endearing and honest, and I can't reproduce it. That's why Zeos doesn't edit. Zeos very rarely does a second take. So if in the description of this video, you will find an unlisted copy of that terrible pointed up review. If you want to watch that for 37 minutes, I'm going to try to make this one real short, real sweet, to the point, a summary episode of what we just did. Same wallpaper, by the way, sorry. I know I never do 2 reviews with same wallpaper, but you're going to have to live with it this time. These are the Lyrics. They're $2,000. And they're what Antonio Meze, you know, Meze, famous for like the Meze Elites, these $4,000. So they're half the cost. Half the cost of $1 billion is still $500 million. So half the cost of a $4,000 headphone is a $2,000 headphone. And to summarize what I said in 37 minutes, these are probably my favorite headphone of all time. Hands down, stop, and I'll tell you why exactly. We'll get to the wire. I'll retouch the wire, the name, the lyric, the fact that this looks like an album cover from like the 70s, from some sort of like hair metal band, all of that. We'll touch on that as soon as I talk about this episode's sponsor. That's right. Finally, people have decided to sponsor my videos. And thanks to that, patrons, thank you for you being patrons. You guys have really been the sponsors this entire time. But, Linsol, go away, Linsol pop-up. Linsol has decided to sponsor this video. If you'd like to check out, they have a sale coming up tomorrow. Today should be the 27th in magic future terms. From the 28th through April 1st, from the 28th of March through April 1st, there will be a Linsol sale. They have all numbers of headphones, IMs, headphones, DAPs, headphones, IMs, more IMs, a lot of IMs, portable players, adapters, and wires, which we'll be featuring in a second. And yeah, so that's them. Thank you, Linsol, for sponsoring this video. And starting tomorrow, there'll be that huge sale. So good on them. And let's continue on with the actual review because no one wants to see this. These are actually not available on Linsol. I figure that's a better way to go about it. I'll be linking these directly from Meze or on, I think Audio 46 has them. And let me get back to that part where I said they're the best headphone I've ever heard. So when I listen to a headphone, and I've listened to a few, there are certain criteria that I decide if I want to keep listening. That's a big thing. Because I could listen to like Diana's or the Abyss 1266, or I could even listen to like LCD5s. I can listen to them, sort of. And I'm like, okay, I want to use these headphones because I want to use them to find this particular thing in music that only this particular headphone can, you know, convey. And these portable headphones, which are smaller and lighter, well, actually, they're not super light, but this is magnesium and this is leather, does something to sound that makes everything velvety. It's like if you had like a full velvet jumpsuit and you just pulled it off and you're standing there naked. You take that velvet and you somehow squeeze it down into balls and shove it in your ears and just start listening to music. The most impossibly chill sound without losing any detail, without overindulging in bass, without losing any soundstage, without damaging the imaging. Everything these do, they do it for you. That song, is that Seal? I don't know who did that song. Let me quickly go over build and accessories. We'll start with the case. The case is nice. It's rather large. It doesn't do that thing like Mr. Speakers or Dan Clark Audio do where they fold up. This is a huge ass case with some bondage straps in it, and it's beautifully lined. Okay, great. Moving on from that to this box, which I sort of pulled out, which has like not quite a soft top, but it does. And I love this design. That is, I think Antonio Meze wanted to start a band, and that was going to be their logo, and they were going to be like, yeah, man, we're Lyric. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Okay, so there's that, and you open this up, and there's not much in here. Oh, there is this. You could ignore the bag and the way you know this is a portable headphone. There's an airplane adapter in there. It's a $2,000 headphone. It's got an airplane adapter. The book is not instructions, the book is a picture book. You can give this to your kids and be like, hey, look, this is where daddy's spending your college money. He's going to buy some headphones that are extremely well made using a MZ4 isoplanar diaphragm. And where's the pictures? Like, look at this. This is, you don't get this nice a catalog when you go to buy a goddamn Tesla. Like, look at the lightweight magnesium skeleton. Oh my God, I want all this. Okay. So you get the standard complement of what I would consider a $2,000 headphones worth of stuff. You got a nice actual package. You got a carrying case for when you're traveling with it. The wires is where I start to get a little bit meh. They're not bad wires. There's two of them. There's a long one and a short one. And you can see they have that material that's like rubber, but like slippery rubber, and they don't weigh a lot, and they sort of like sproing. That's a word. I'm pretty sure I would use that in Scrabble and get some points. They sproing, like they do that. Like, they're not crooked or anything. It's just they don't feel... My version of quality does not include sproing in the wire. So we're going to put those up there. Instead, also both those wires are 3.5 millimeter. And if you're going to try to sell me a $2,000 headphone, you're going to include a balanced cable, or you're not. They did not. So now what I've done is, thanks to today's sponsor, although they didn't send this to me for this, they sent it to me a while ago, Triple-Win makes this 4.4 Pentacon, just like nice, soft nylon, like weave cable, and it works perfectly because the connector into the headphone is a 3.5 millimeter. It's one of the nice things. When you get to the really high-end headphones, or like HD800s and things like that, for some fucked up reason, companies think you need to have such a weird connector on there because obviously that means it's better. No, 3.5 millimeters fine. 3.5 millimeters always been fine. It's just contact. This gives you 3 contacts if you wanted to, but it only needs 2 contact. Why mini XLR? Is it going to come out by accident? What is the actual drive other than it's more fancy? There's a button. I don't fucking get it. Mr. Speakers does it too, and it's like, I feel ya, but I don't. So much more flexible and not, I just feel like this is a more quality 4.4 Pentacon from Triple-Win. That's $50, by the way. I'll link to that. And then we get to the headphones themselves. And I go off on a whole rant in the long video about, you know, blah, 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 but I'm gonna summarize. These are perfect headphones in the way they sound. I'll cover more of that in this. I'm trying to make this video under 25 minutes. I doubt it. I'm fucking crazy. These are the most subdued looking headphones for $2,000 I've ever seen. Because it's just black headphone. There's not even any branding. There's a Meze logo buried here on this aluminum shaft around the magnesium thing. This is leather, which is like, it's leather, but you can't really tell it's leather unless you're touching it. They stretched leather around this to match the pads. Then you've got the spring steel. You got a little bit of like really fine machining work to make this piece. Because I took these shopping. They were $2,000 headphones and I went grocery shopping in them. If you want to know how I powered them, I went the full fuck, I'm taking these portable, and took out the, what is it, ICO? This is the ICO ARC. It's designed for IMs. You're supposed to have 2 little MMCX connectors and plug them into your IMs. I have these adapters, which turn MMCX into 3.5 millimeter. I'll link these. Plug them into the headphone, put this around my neck, put the headphones on my head, completely no wires going down my body, Bluetooth on my, just tapping on my neck buttons. I cannot describe what it was like. All right, I can describe what it was like because that's my job. Shopping at Wegmans at 11:30 at night. It was me and like 4 other people in that whole store. And it was, I saw a dude, we met, our eyes locked. He was wearing big old Sony WF-1000 headphones in white. And I'm wearing these big old question mark headphones in black. And he thought nothing of me, and I thought nothing of him. We were just normal people. I knew what he was wearing. He didn't know what I was wearing. And I've always said on this channel that if you wear a headphone, especially when the cost is about as much as this one does, and you don't get reminded constantly that you're listening to something amazing and special, it's probably not doing its job. And I just put these on and went shopping. It was later at night. There's no one around. Okay, let's wander around. And every song that came on via Bluetooth fucking neck thing from 2.5 years ago blew me away. I knew for a fact nobody that had ever walked through the aisles of that fucking shopping mall or that Wegmans store had ever heard music in there like I'd heard music in there. I don't care what IEM you're throwing. You never done it. You never fucking done it. So you get this stealth, like some people might not even steal these. They just look like, I don't know, maybe $200-300. They've got the fixed headband, which has been perfectly engineered for portability and strength. We've got spring steel in here, so instead of having the two straps and the thing, this is just solid piece. This is it. In here, you got these big fat cushions. You got the same sliding mechanism that you get in all the high-end Meze. Look how smooth that is. I'm not pushing that slow. That's as fast as I can actually physically articulate it. So you set it, and then you sort of forget it. It does not have a spin stop, which may turn some of you on or off, depending on, I don't know, what kind of kinks you're into. And you ready for this? I'm going to blow your fucking minds. So the pads... we're getting back to that. The pads are obviously smaller than they are on the Elite. So these are like a barely 3-knuckle, really loose 2-knuckle, super deep fabric on the inside or felt on the inside, then leather and leather or pleather. It might be pleather. I'm not sure. I don't think leather can get this soft. And you could see the the very special driver that Meze uses. Your ear fits in there comfortably, and you wander around in it. The comfort is remarkable. The comfort's remarkable. The clamp is super linear. These articulate just enough. The pads are nice and thick. You set them and forget them. And then when you want to check out, because obviously these are closed back, I do this, which you can't see what I'm doing right now. And I wish you could, but they literally do this. You turn them into this shape, and that sits around my neck, and these sit on my chest. And they're perfectly comfortable to sit like that. Like usually when you take headphones off, if you're like, you put them around your neck and then the cop's like under your chin and you're just like, I'm getting strangled. And with these, it's like they were, I don't know if they were designed specifically to do that. I don't know if that's why he allows them to rotate all the way around, but you could just drop these pads onto your clavicle. That's the front part, right? Or is that your back? I broke my clavicle. I think that's where the clavicle is. And it just sits there. And so I'm checking out and these just sitting there. And I'm sure they look kind of funny because, headphones don't normally do that. But then I pick them up with my hands and put them back in my ears. So as far as the utility of becoming a usable, outdoor, usable headphone, these are better than the Bose QC45s. Just for that reason. Just because when I take the Bose off my neck, off my head and try to put them on my neck, those sort of choke me. They're smaller cups, but they don't articulate to get the fuck out of the way. These literally articulate and become a piece of body armor. So I'm kind of shocked at that. And I don't know, again, if they designed it for that, but that's the way it works. So the wires are changeable to a nice 3.5 millimeters fine. They're comfortable, they're light. I love the understated look. Like usually I'm this. I am slam me daddy with machined metal so that I know I spent my $4,000. And that works great if you're at home. But if you're out and about and you don't want to be that guy, which I kind of always want to be that guy, but not this time, just having like black on black on black on textured magnesium with leather, like, it's expensive, it's special, it's comfortable, but nobody else sort of does. And then we got to get to the sound. So I'm going to put them on. Have you seen them enough? Good, because you're not going to see them a fucking again. I'm going to adjust them. You adjust them, by the way, by putting your thumb here and just pulling down on that. That's how I adjust them up and down while they're on my head. You give them a little bit of a wiggle, get that rock right. Nice wallpaper, by the way. We are listening on the FIO K9 ESS with the waifu sticker. And no matter what I play on these headphones, it sounds amazing. And I don't want to just be like, oh, it's amazing. Zeo says amazing. He has no other repertoire, no other words in his repertoire. I have the word repertoire in my repertoire. Everything sounds so deliberately placed in the soundstage. Nothing. I'm still. It's like the 5th time I'm doing this review, and I still am at a loss for words. Because first of all, if you have no low end, especially on a portable where you're deciding to go out and be hanging out with people, and maybe I want to hear my headphones. You got to provide enough bass that you can overcome everyday sounds. Also, I'm not a huge bass head, but when it's thin, you sort of feel like, why am I paying so much for this thin ass headphone? And this headphone will make you shit your pants. Epic score. The soundstage for a closeback, I'm pretty sure is unrivaled. Maybe if you've ever heard the Beyerdynamic MMX 300s. MMX 300s are like a $350 gaming headset that if you put the different pads on them, their soundstage is huge for a closeback. This matches that, but at a higher quality level. At a much higher quality level. Because the imaging in this stays consistent. Instruments are placed exactly where you think they're supposed to be in the space. It isn't like, oh, over here is everything, and then there's like a one drum. No, everything is precisely appointed. Hold on, we got some sort of nature. Oh no, not sounds of the rhythm of the rainforest. Not down. Okay. Doors. Jim Morrison sounds like he's on a PA system in my head because his voice is in one spot in this song. And I've heard all the Doors songs. I heard them all. His voice is here. It's to the left and back, yelling forward. I can tell you the direction Jim Morrison is yelling. But then there's an echo where it's like reverbing off a wall or something. And I could see the 2 points where it is. Far right, hard wall, and in front, bouncing back. I'm not shitting you. The 3D holographic space that these headphones can reproduce or generate, honestly, I don't know if it's reproduce or generate. Because I've heard these songs, and I know this song has like this effect on it where it's like, go look up Stoned Immaculate from The Doors. Stoned Immaculate this is from The Doors soundtrack, I have it. And it's like, we're definitely putting some sort of like room correction on it or a room effect. But I'm in that room now. And it's one of those headphones where it doesn't matter what amplifier you're on. You could use a 3-year-old Bluetooth neck speaker thing if you wanted to. You have FIO K9. I've got all the Ukrainian amplifiers I can squeeze on my desk, except for the Tor Balanced. Got the Tor Roger, got the Rebel amp, got the Flux amp. I will link to all these things. If you want any of them, I hope you can still buy them. Especially like the Rebel amp, because I had that. In fact, let's pull this out and just do one of these. Oh, then I got to do this because I'm DACing it with this. Then I got to do this. Yeah, no, there's a slight difference to the low end for the THX amps in the FIO versus the Rebel amp. Rebel amp is a little more crude in the way it delivers low end, and I can tell because it's like slathering an extra 2 or 3 decibels of whomp onto the bass of these. Which they really don't need, but it doesn't matter. Because they don't sound bad. These headphones never sound bad. To accomplish that feat alone, recommendation. To do that with all my music and still be what I would consider a high-end sounding headphones, recommendation. To be as comfortable as they are, They're seemingly flawless. That's the best way I could put it. I cannot find fault in them. Not by the build, other than the wires being a little bit bleh, but comfort. The fact that the pads don't come off is sort of like a little bit of I don't think they come off. Someone's gonna have to contact Meze and be like, what if I like rip one? How do I deal? Maybe I gotta yank real hard because the other ones just pop off on magnets because they're designed to have pad swap. These are sealed. They are really, truly going for, this is a closed back headphone. Did a remarkable job of sealing out sounds, by the way. I find no flaw in them. And that's, I found other headphones that are like perfect for what they are. But there's always some sort of like little niggling detail that's just like, but it's clamps a little bit too much, or the pads are a little bit too stiff. I mean, wires, I'll give it that. It's got wires in a huge case. But the actual size of them is not huge. They're not overly heavy for a closed back. They're pretty normal. They've done so much with a planar, because this again is a planar headphone, and planars are usually slightly heavier because they've got magnet structures you got to support, entire rows of magnets. So that's why when they go to the extremes of magnesium and fucking aluminum, all these parts are all lightweight. It's because they're dealing with heavy magnets. So in the end, the result is not like some incredibly light headphone. It's just an average weight headphone, so that it's not a heavyweight headphone. And I can't take them the fuck off. So I think that should be enough for this review. Like, I don't know, I've told a bunch of stories, and I did the eyes connecting story in the 37-minute one. And I'm going to keep this video short for the algorithm and for the new people. Hi, new people. How are you doing? That's basically where I need to end this video and just do the outro. Because I cannot put into words how amazed I am every time I'm walking around and the song changes and I'm like, oh shit. Oh, that sounds great. Oh shit. Oh, that sounds great. It gets repetitive because everything I listen to is like, oh, that's okay, that's a good one. I'll write that one down and put that one in my fucking checklist, put it on the side. I love these headphones. The Lirics are truly an engineering feat, because to take the sound of those and then to close back it and to not have it turn into some muddled pile of shit, that's engineers. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. My thing's taking a dump. I'm done. I'm Zeospantera. This is it. I thank you to Lynn Soul for sponsoring this video. Sorry it's so short, but I guess that's probably better because I got to hear it twice if you actually stuck around. I'll link to these on Meze.com direct, and I'll link to them on Audio 46. My Patreon and Subscribe Star are linked in the description and in a pinned comment. With Linsel actually probably down there too. Consider them. Consider them as your end game. Like, that's the thing. Because I've got so many fucking headphones, and even things like 909s have problems. Like, you put them in the wrong amp and it's all of a sudden it's harsh and it's like, and then you have to like back away. And these don't care. And I know you're not all running out to buy a $2,000 set of headphones, but if you understand that these are the most luxurious sounding headphone I've ever put against my head, and that's kind of what I'm into now. I kind of want that Bentley sound. I want that Arnage T, just leather, soft, plushy seat that I sink into, and it's got the massage and the warmer. And these do that. These do that, and they're subtle to do that, which is kind of wild. Anyway, I'm done. Go watch a 37-minute copy if you want me to like drag on and on and on. Wallpaper description. All the wallpapers in that Resilio sync link underneath the wallpaper in the description. Link to the cable, link to these, link to all the Ukraine amps. There's no Ukraine DACs, lots of Ukraine amps. So there's that. And Patreon, Subscribe Star, see reviews early. Participate in yard sales 1st to the 10th of every month. Get to the lossless sound demos, which I've done the sound demo for this. I'm pretty sure it came out all right. Pretty sure it came out all right. I'm not 100% sure it came out all right. I haven't edited it yet. But yeah, that. $10 a month gets you in the private behind the scenes Telegram chat where you could ask me questions directly. You also, once you're in that channel, the $10 channel, you get into a lifetime swap meet where you can trade gear. And yeah, don't forget to check out Hi-Fi Guides in the Hi-Fi Guides forum. So thank you. I don't usually like doing a second take on a review, but you'll see when you look at the first one how the angle was bad. In fact, I'm filming this one in 4:3. I know. Oh, this is in the middle of the 4:3 block. There's more 4:3 videos coming. I'm filming this one in 4:3. I'm going to try to crop it in post just to see how that works. Because I literally can't I couldn't watch that other version of this. I mean, I'm done. Got to keep the runtime short. Even though the review's over, YouTube doesn't know that because it's going to keep counting. So I'm done. Goodbye. I'll see you in 2 days. And Mazel tov.